the victim again?
Sure.
All right, why don't you come out here with me? And where the diagonal is, stand on the corner. Right? Yeah, see the diagonal markings there? Yeah. Just standing on the corner. You can actually stand in front. So, let's see, Mike, you're going to be the dog handler. So you come up here. You stand right here. Hey, Ty, you're going to be the team leader. You stand right here. Brian, you're the navigator. You stand right here. So, in reality, what happens is this, and that is you're going to use the parking spaces as just a guide. So what's happened is the team leader's been called to the the very quick command post, right? And he's saying, okay, we want you to search this particular area. So, in all likelihood, you already have a basic map of the area to begin with. So you come running back to your team that you hastily put together, all right? And you tell Brian, you go, Brian, this is the area we've got to search. So Brian very quickly plots out, okay, what's the distance from my start point to my end point? So he'll get all that calculated and so on, and then he'll go, okay, what's going to be the magnetic azimuth that I'm going to potentially have to do, and either plug it into the GPS or he'll have it ready to go so he can plug it into his compass. So you get out to your search area, and whatever goes on relative to the initial few yards or whatever else, your dog handler is going to sweep quickly and come back. So your navigator's already moved up to where the start point is, and then what happens is the dog handler says, okay, I've swept this area right here, we're good to go. You lock yourself down, you move up between the two, and in all likelihood you're working with the dog handler anyways. You go, okay, I come back a little bit, and what do? First thing you do is you say ready left, ready right, whatever you want to do so everybody understands we're getting ready to move. And what happens is the navigator says okay, and he steps off.
Okay.
And as soon as he steps off, you're trying to keep the distance between you as equally as you possibly can, based upon what you encounter as far as vegetation and terrain.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can make adjustments if you have to. All right. So where you have all of a meter,
Yeah.
meter and a half, whatever else of distance in the parking spaces or whatever else, that's clearly going to be much bigger when you get out of your search areas. All right. And then it's okay, the clock is running, let's go. And immediately start firing down. Dog handler is always watching his dog, all right? But he's got to also keep an eye on where the guy's off my right shoulder as well, so that you're walking along, because as much as you're walking the dog, you're still looking at the same time. But if the dog knows all of a sudden, he goes, Dad, I got something, he starts to go, you're immediately relaying that information to the team. Like, the dog has got something, and either I want to investigate it or he's gone to investigate it. So you're still communicating amongst yourselves. The difference is that when I, as a dumbass command post, call, hey, Mike, what's your dog doing now? You're not saying shit, okay? He's doing the talking, okay? You're too busy focused on what the dog is doing.
If I started talking, my dog might come back.
Exactly. If you are now oriented into the aspects of trying to converse with someone else related to the search, and you're not paying attention to the dog. Fortunately, what we're trying to do is to build dogs that are going to be very independent, going to range when they pick up set and so on, but are going to be likewise insistent about telling you, put the goddamn radio down. But the possibility exists you might not have that dog. It's that strong in being able to convey that to you. So you want to give him the opportunity to be able to speak to you, and you're watching entirely. Likewise, you keep the whole team on track to ensure that even though you're doing it rapidly, and your POD is going to be significantly less, that it's going to be as good as you can give it based upon the skeletal crew that you've built together. Just remember, everything is oriented around speed, the potential that we're going to save somebody's life that needs it very quickly, because we now have the ability for the dog to go, I smell something a half mile away, follow me. If you don't at least get the dog to be able to sweep through that, you're not going to find it. All right?
Now, did I understand you right? If I get out to here and my dog picks up something and heads off that way.
Yes, we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So you're getting to that.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now is ready, right, ready, left. Whatever you want to do, doesn't matter. Just remember, the base man is a guy who he keeps the clear delineation of where have we been, because you already know based upon your movement off him where you're going. All right. So you're gonna move. Just follow the lines. Go down to the next lines down. And when you get down to the end, the navigator's going to say, we reached the end. Okay, so he says we reached the end. So now there's a couple of alternatives you potentially think. You may have flagging material. You may be able to very quickly say, you drop a flag, you drop a flag, you drop a flag. And immediately what happens is this. Everybody shifts this way, not one parking space, but up to, so that now we've moved. No, you keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Okay? So your navigator's here. Just from the prospects of this little parking lot, we've already swept half of it. Okay? It's just oriented around if you can keep it so that you've got right, you've got left, everything else, you at least know what you've covered so you're not having to do it twice. All right, unless the dog tells you so. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, okay, we're good to go, you kick off again. All right, now stop here for a moment. Now what happens is Mike says, but dog's got something. Well, clearly until such time as the dog's made a clear indication, Mike doesn't know what the dog has got. The dog may have found somebody unrelated. He may have found something that's generating human scent. It may be a pile of clothing. Maybe Diana is now suffering hypothermia and she's now pulled off clothing. He may have found that. So Mike sings out and says, my dog's got something. He's working into the wind so that you can now make, he says, I want to follow him, all right? So the base is you, all right? So Brian, you're going to lock down, all right? What you're going to do is you're going to try as best you possibly can. You're going to assist him, keeping distance from him, but also keeping an eye, where's my basement? Where'd he go? Okay, so that when he goes so far forward, he's going to have the ability to be able to backtrack, come back, and we're going to be able to pick back up. Okay. All right? So while they're moving out there, Brian, you should be sitting here and going, okay, which direction are they heading? At least I can get a magnetic azimuth of where I see. Now, they may disappear from view, don't get me wrong, but by being able to open this up and the team leader trying to keep some sort of alignment, it's still going to be able to help you out from the prospects of potentially saying, okay, I'm here now, and they are ahead of me at such and such a magnetic azimuth. When you read that, you relay that back. All right, so your dog's head response is following the scent cone, and what you're going to be doing, Ty, is literally you're going to be following along to render any assistance. Watchful about him, but he's going to reach a point in time where you don't want to lose sight of him, and you stop as well, because he may now need, okay, let's see, I didn't find anything, I got to go back to where I was. Yeah. He's going to look for you. Yeah. Once he finds you, you all come back, you're going to find Brian. Yeah. Okay? And you can pick back up. You do not negate this at that point in time. All right? So what's happened is you go out, and the dog may have found or may actually have picked up the suspect or the subject's scent, but it's in a different search area. And the dog goes, I can't find him. Or the dog gets into perhaps some sort of geographical structure where the scent's passing over him. He just can't pick it up anymore. Okay, let's go back to where we were, pick it back up and continue. Because the potential exists, we're going to increase the likelihood we're going to pass the dog through that scent cone again. All right? So same thing, you're going to head right out to the end, which is going to be behind the truck and so on. And Brian, you're going to say when you got there, you sing out and let them know.
All right, we're at the end.
Okay, so what you do again is you likewise shift 4 spaces. You're in place again, you rip back the other way. And of course the dog handler at this point in time, the dog's going to locate our lost subject. And your base, your navigator, who's only doing that, is going to be so much more adept at even if you call it, let's see, -2. I always pick out the mathematician at the same time to be able to do this, but it's just a wise thing to do. But the realities are, if all you're doing is, the likelihood is you're going to be able to spit that out that much faster, because that's all you're doing. All right? Likewise, if you're coordinating and talking, other than she needs medical assistance, right, where we may have to all apply the aspects, but the reality is going to be this. She needs medical assistance. You're not going to do it. They're going to do it. Okay? He's going to tie off his dog so the dog's not out there lapping up blood or whatever else, and the two of you are going to provide medical assistance. You're, okay, where are we? Let's see, okay, all right, okay. And he may say to you, okay, you go ahead and tell him, but he's telling you what to do as far as communicating. Or he may say, okay, I've had a chance to see the body and so on and so forth. Okay, he relays instructions back to command post. We need medical attention. We need some sort of extraction service, whatever else. Brian, where are we? And he communicates it back. It's all about doing one thing, all for the purposes of speed. Rip through as tight as you can go. Is the potential that we miss something here? Yes. But as follow-on large resources come in, it can be researched. The realities are bitter cold like this. We need to find this person quickly. We need to put a hard-hitting team together very, very quickly with the resources that we're going to need, make them do one thing only. And like I say, yeah, I developed this so you could use a 5-man team. Why? You're already 2/3 built of another team. So that's, we can just keep ripping. Okay, now we got 20 more people. Okay, now let's put some big resources together so we can whatever. All right?
Yep.
Any questions?
Nope.
It's very, very basic. You know to do one thing. It gives you the opportunity to lock in place and be able to follow back to where you were. It gives you the opportunity. We find nothing. We have not negated what we need to search still, because the base operator still stays where he's been locked down, the anchor point, if you will, and we know to pick up off of him and continue the sweeps.
Well, I do have one question.
Go ahead.
If the team leader and the dog handler get so far out
Which is a
that
possibility.
they're losing sight of each
Yep.
other, do we then just come back and redo our sweep, or we still follow the
If
dog?
your dog, no, this is what I would suggest. If your dog is so incensed, I've got it, and it's just, as opposed to, where did it go? Okay? It's only a decision or a call you can make in
Right.
conjunction with your team leader. If you decide to go with it, go with it. But herein lays the next thing as well. Who's to say that within your ready pack, you're going, okay, I'm headed this way. Hey, Brian, I'm going to flag this off right here. Okay, and that you can do that. Just as you have to come back to your baseline, retrieve them. So that you don't all of a sudden now, leave for your next follow-on resources. Go, well, we found the markers and so on, but we didn't understand, some of these markers were right here. Or you going along going, okay, I know that flag is right there. My count's a little off. Oh, there's a flag. Okay, yeah, it must be here. Now all of a sudden you shorten that whole area up, and you've negated searching out here at the periphery. All right?
Well, it's just a judgment call on how effective your dog is pulling on a scent, or
Which would be even if we had a big built team as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a judgment call based upon what you know in your dog, how well your dog performs, whether you give the dog the opportunity to be able to explore, but only explore from the prospects of the dog is giving you behavioral changes indicative of, I locate a target set. Okay? I mean, we've all seen the aspects of the dog at critters. Everybody has them. All of a sudden, it gets interested in going. You stop a little bit, okay, but no, it's not it. Let's go back. The other thing is this: dog. How many of us have the dog goes out in critters and goes, oh, this is really good, but he's not giving you signals indicative of, hey, there's human odor out here, and you in turn keep moving. You don't stop because you see that. Now what happens is the dog gets out here, he's going, oh boy, there's a skunk out here someplace. Where the hell did Dad go? Well, we go back, and now the dog comes in, oh, up, and you go back to work. Okay, good, because you know you're going to sweep through again. Now, as you're sweeping through, we're talking about the aspects when we started our search that the wind is coming this way. The realities are, it doesn't matter which way the wind is coming from, because we're going to somehow or another pass a dog through the scent cone. Now, like any search with a dog, I always recommend that you give the dog the opportunity to become acquainted with the rest of the team members. So the dog now goes, oh, that's Brian. Oh, okay, that's Ty. Yeah. Scent-wise, he's already registered it, and all of a sudden you go, wait, what's that other smell? That wasn't with the group. What's that? Oh, what? Oh, hey, I found somebody else on Pavey. Big Dad Pavey. Come on, I found another one. She can join. So, speed, okay, is what you're looking for. Keep the base locked down. The base doesn't ever change. Unless all of a sudden you find something and you have to provide assistance, but you have a point of origin to be able to give that assistance from and to be able to pass on information about your location. Dog handler, you're the point man. Okay? And the team leader, again, is going to be the one that's going to be coordinating all that and providing assistance wherever he needs to. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Now let's go over, we'll go do a couple of quick exercises with the two dogs, and we'll put it together and have a little fun. All right?
All right.